Right, so this is how to change a circuit breaker on a DeWalt planer. This is a DW735 13-inch planer. The problem it's been having is that whenever I run wood through it, even if it's cutting off a 1/64 of an inch, it's hanging up, it's shutting down, it's overheating. You have to wait a few minutes, flip the switch, and get it to run back on. What it is it's not a lack of power, I've already confirmed that. It's that the circuit breaker inside is tripping. And apparently what they do is the more they start to trip, the worse it gets. On this particular planer, the circuit breaker had already been replaced once. I bought this part, which is the replacement, on ereplacementparts.com. It took a few weeks to get in. It was 12 bucks. So it's a quick fix versus taking it into a DeWalt certified dealer where they could quote me no less than 135 plus parts. So at that point it's 150 versus $12 to replace it. So this is how you can do it on your own. I've already loosened most of the screws just to make this go quicker. First thing we'll do is take the top off. As you probably know, at the top of the planer, just like if you're replacing the knives on it, the blades on it, you've got your little wrench, and you take out your 4 screws here. The next part that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to take this faceplate off, which has a lot of screws. There is a handy little area right here where you can drop them in. To do this, you're going to need a small Phillips head screwdriver, smaller than your standard, and a small little hex piece that's smaller than the one that comes on the saw. So just kind of have those ready when you do it. You'll have to take this little switch off here, which I've got the piece for here. And all it is, it's a bolt there. Just loosen it up, pull it off, and I just kind of keep that bolt in there, and I drop it here in this little catch. You've also got your faceplate for your gauge, your removal gauge. It's got 3 little screws. Oops, just lost one. And that's where you use a small screwdriver. 1, 2, 3. And you can pull that faceplate off. And then finally you've got your switch, which has 4 screws on it. The 2 top screws are easy to get to. Obviously you don't have to do anything magical to get to it. The 2 bottom screws, in order to get to them, you have to make sure, obviously before you do any of this, make sure your power's off. Lift your power switch up and then you can access them. I did miss that. There are 2 parts to the switch plate. There's the top piece, that's those 2, comes off, and then there's a bottom piece with 4 in it. That pulls out like so. The last part is your reset switch, which on mine it was just finger tight. It's got a little bolt there which you can pull off, and then it's got the cover here which also has to be unscrewed off. And just so that I know that this is always on top, I just lay it down flat like that. Now you can pull this faceplate off, I think, unless, oh, there's one more, and that's a standard Phillips. They make it so complicated. I'm going to put that up here too. Oh, and yeah, there was one more part which you can use a standard Phillips or your smaller one. Up here at the top there's 1, 2, 3 small little just for convenience sake, I'm going to leave those little screws right in there so I know where they go. When you pull it off, what you'll see is that reset switch is where the circuit breaker is. And you'll need to note that there is, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, on the bottom half of it, it says load and line. What I did with the Sharpie was I just marked which one was the line, which one was the load. I also marked it on the inside here, just in case, you know, that rubs off. I come back later and I don't want to be confused about it. And to get those off, and to replace the circuit breaker is you just pull them out. So that's the old circuit breaker. Here's the new one. The new one also comes with the replacement pieces for at the outside, you know, kind of trim of the reset switch, which before you install it you have to take off. And, you know, just make sure, be thorough, make sure that it matches. In this case, the old one, A-071 18 amp, A-071 18 amp. They're matched, they look good.